Not too long ago, I came across an article about a 4-year-old girl named Akiane Kramarik who was painting at an extreme level for her age. But what really caught my attention was the story behind her paintings. Akiane was born on July 9, 1994, in Illinois. Her mother had an underwater birth at home like she did for her older brothers. Akiane has 2 older brothers and 2 younger brothers. She is the third out of 5 children. At 4 years old, Akiane developed an intense interest in sketching and drawing. Akiane began to express her visions into drawings at the age of 4. By the time she turned 5, she was sketching at a level beyond her year. Akiane's parents explained how they believe Akiane is a self-taught artist due to the fact that no one in her family paints. At the age of 4, Akiane would draw all over the house, on the walls, floors, windows. Paper was no longer big enough for her drawings anymore. At first, her parents didn't think much about it. Until she turned 5 years old, they started to notice that she was actually really good. Who are the people in Akiane's painting? Who is that man, and who taught her to paint? These are questions often asked by the people who see Akiane's work. So the story behind it is that when Akiane was turning 5 years old, she had a near-death experience. Akiane claims she went missing physically and emotionally for a couple of hours. Her parents gathered a search party to help them search for their missing child. Akiane says she could see the search party looking for her, but she could not communicate with them. And after that experience is when Akiane started to paint these visions of heaven and started to hear this man's voice guiding her through these galaxies, and she would ask him, "Who are you?" So in the next slide, there is some examples I provided of her visions that God encouraged her to paint. Akiane's paintings are very spiritual, involving animals, children, and a man she claims is God. The painting in this slide is called the Prince of Peace. The Prince of Peace is one of Akiane's most memorable paintings, which took her nearly 40 hours to complete. The man in the painting is God. She claims to see his face a lot in her visions, so she felt the need to express it on a canvas for others to see. And the sad part about it is that this painting was actually stolen by Akiane's agent. So Akiane wakes up every morning at 6 a.m. and starts painting as soon as she wakes up. Her mom usually takes her breakfast up to her room, she says. She forgets to eat sometimes from being so into her paintings, her mom says. Akiane would devote 10 to 12 hours of her day painting. Akiane is also homeschooled, but she only studies the subjects she enjoys, like math is not one of them. She only does reading and writing. She does not do math at all. Akiane's paintings sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. She makes up to $1,800 to $3,100 a month. She is the main money maker in her house, but since she is underage, her parents manage her money for her. Until she's of age, of course. They actually bought a $1 million house with 6 rooms and Akiane's own studio with a built-in kitchen, so that way she can make her own food or coffee without ever leaving the studio. The painting in this slide is called The Challenge. The Challenge was one of the first original paintings sold for $175,000 to a rancher in Texas. So the majority of Akiane's portraits are created with oil-based paints due to the fact that they tend to dry slower, so she can always go back to rework or correct if needed to. On the next slide are some of her portraits in oil-based paint. Here are some of Akiane's fundamentals. Akiane lived in 3 different continents: Australia, United States, and Lithuania. She communicates in 5 different languages: Lithuania, English, Russian, American Sign Language, and Japanese. She enjoys yoga, resistance training, bike riding on the beach, playing basketball and tennis. She loves the scent of pumpkin, vanilla, and cinnamon, drinks a lot of tea, 20 cups a day if to be exact, and she likes any type of tea, it just has to be herbal. She gets most creative when it rains and in thunderstorms. So for the next few slides, I provided some of Akiane's work. On the page I put on the next slide is one of her pages where you are able to see her work and also purchase her paintings if you'd like. So I just hope that you are as interested as I was when I first saw her work. Thank you. This one here is one of my favorite paintings created by Akiane. I love how she did her wings in the shape of a heart, and the way that she really went into detail with the girl's wings, the texture on the feathers, and also the light color of her eyes. Really nice. I like it a lot, actually. I have it as my screensaver.